Have you ever walked into a room feeling completely fine and walked out anxious, heavy, or sad and had no idea why? Or sat with a friend who was going through something very difficult, and by the end of the conversation, it felt like you were the one going through it? If you're nodding your head right now, then this video is for you, because what you're experiencing has a name, it has an explanation, and most importantly, it has a solution. I'm Heather Zimmerman. I'm a master certified life coach, shamanic energy healer, and a channel with Divine Ascension Company. And today I'm teaching you one of the most foundational skills on any spiritual path: how to know if what you're feeling is actually yours. First, let's talk about what's actually happening when you pick up someone else's energy, because understanding the mechanism makes everything else click into place. You are an energetic being. You have a field, an aura, that extends beyond your physical body, and that field is constantly interacting with the fields of everyone and everything around you. Most people are doing this completely unconsciously. They don't know what's happening. They don't know how to manage it, and they end up carrying energy that was never theirs to begin with. Empaths and highly sensitive people experience this more intensely than most. Your field is more permeable, more open, which means you feel more, sense more, and absorb more. And that's actually a gift. But without the right tools, it can feel like a curse. I've spent most of my life feeling everything around me and having no idea that that's what was happening. I thought I was just moody or anxious, or that something was wrong with me. It wasn't until my spiritual awakening that I really understood that I wasn't broken. I was an empath who didn't have the right information. So let's get you that information. So the first and most reliable sign that emotion isn't yours is that you can trace it back to a specific source. Ask yourself, when did this start? If you can point to a specific moment, a conversation, a phone call, a person that you spent time with, content you consumed, or a space that you walked into, that's your first clue. Your organic emotions tend to build gradually. Absorbed energy tends to arrive suddenly and with a clear starting point. Think about a time that you got off the phone with someone who was stressed out, and suddenly you felt stressed. Or you walked past a coworker who was having a bad day and found yourself in a bad mood 10 minutes later. That's not a coincidence. That's your field doing what it does. The second sign is that this feeling has a quality to it that doesn't quite fit. It feels foreign, like it's sitting on top of you rather than coming from within you. Or it feels disproportionate to your actual situation. You're having a perfectly good day, and suddenly you feel deeply sad, but nothing in your life has changed. That's a red flag. Your emotions typically fit your life, and absorbed emotions often don't. They arrive without context. They don't match the story that you're currently living. When you notice that mismatch, pay attention. The third sign is pattern recognition. Do you notice that you always feel drained after time with a specific person? Or that certain environments, like busy shopping centers, hospitals, or crowded events, they tend to leave you feeling completely depleted? Or that you feel lighter the moment you walk back into your own home and close the door? That's not in your head. That's your field responding to its environment. And once you start noticing the patterns, you can't unsee them. Okay, so now you've noticed that something feels off. Here's the quick check that I teach all of my clients. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Place your hand on your heart and ask yourself, is this mine? Then just listen, not with your analytical mind, but with your body. Your system knows the answer. If it's yours, there's usually a sense of recognition, a settling, a yes that feels quiet and clear. If it's not yours, there's often a subtle resistance, a quality of something foreign, sometimes even a physical sensation like pressure or heaviness that shifts slightly when you ask yourself that question. And this gets easier with practice. The more you do it, the faster you get the answer. Eventually, it becomes second nature, and you'll know almost instantly when you've picked something up. Now, for the part that everyone actually wants to know, what do you do when you realize that you've absorbed someone else's energy? Step 1, you name it. Out loud or in your head, simply say, "This is not mine." I release it back to its source with love. And that simple act of naming and consciously releasing this energy is more powerful than most people realize. That awareness really breaks the hold. Step 2, breathe it out. Take 3 deep conscious breaths. On the inhale, imagine drawing in clean, clear energy. And on the exhale, visualize releasing anything that doesn't belong to you. You can imagine it leaving as smoke, as a dark color, as whatever really visually resonates with you. The breath is one of the most powerful clearing tools that each and every one of us has. Step 3, ground yourself. After a clearing, grounding is really essential. Feel your feet on the floor. Step outside barefoot if you can. Drink a glass of water. Touch something physical and real. You've just shifted your energetic state. Grounding really anchors you back into your body. And step 4, protect your field proactively. Once you've cleared, set a protective intention before you go back out into the world. I personally imagine a bubble of white or golden light around my entire energy field, permeable to love and positive energy, but not to anything that isn't mine. You can call in your guides, your higher self, whatever feels aligned with your practice. The specific method matters less than the intention behind it. And here's the thing. The more you practice this, the less you'll pick up in the first place. You're not becoming less sensitive. You're becoming more conscious. And conscious empaths are the most powerful healers on the planet. Now I want to name something important. Energy hygiene is foundational. It's the thing that makes everything else possible, but it's not the whole picture. Sometimes what feels like absorbed energy is actually something deeper, an unhealed wound that gets activated by someone else's pain, a pattern that gets triggered by certain people or dynamics, an inner child who still doesn't feel safe and responds to threat energy even when there's no actual threat. This is where the real healing work begins. Because once you've cleared the surface layer, that energy that you picked up today, this week, whenever, you start to see what's underneath it. The stuff that was already there, the stuff that could have been there for years. That deeper healing is what I do with my clients. And it's what I'll be teaching inside a free healing experience that I'm hosting this weekend for the spring equinox, March 22nd. It's called Meet Your Inner Child, and it's completely free. I'll be doing a live healing demonstration so you can see what that deeper layer of work actually looks like. I'll put the link to register in the description. If this video helped you, I want you to do one thing right now. Try the quick check. The next time something feels off, close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and ask yourself, is this mine? Just practice asking that question, and your system will learn how to answer it. Subscribe if you want more of this kind of teaching. I post here regularly. And if you're ready to go deeper, come join me for the free masterclass this weekend. Details in the description below. I'll see you in the next one.